Gaming platforms are, of course, also social platforms, so they're going there to meet their communities. And they're actively not only just like consuming content, which of course is traditional media and delivering messages in this one directional way, but they're engaging, they're playing, there's gamified quests, they're not just passively consuming.
Welcome to Brands in Play, the podcast where we explore immersive marketing and the people who are leading it. I'm 𝗕𝗿𝗆, co-founder and chief innovation officer at 𝗕𝗵𝗆.
And I'm Albane Prioux, insights and partnership at 𝗕𝗽𝗆.
This week on the show, Nike releases limited shoes inspired by gaming culture. The new game, Enzo, is finally live. Will it take over The Sims? And Ralph Lauren returns to Roblox for their third activation. And last, there's a new mixed reality Star Wars experience coming. We got a lot to cover.
Super excited. And we're also joined by Laurie Keith, who is the vice president at @Cancel, where we'll discuss their activation on Roblox and how they're leveraging this new platform as a digital touchpoint to connect with Gen Z.
Sounds like a big episode. I'm looking forward to diving in.
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Let's go. Albane, what's up? How are you?
Hi, Nick. I am doing fantastic, as you can tell. You look a bit different today. Can you tell I'm also looking a little bit more glowed up today?
Yeah, we look very different today because we are leveraging the ChatGPT Studio Ghibli Gen AI filter, and we have become Studio Ghibli characters. This is crazy, and it's so automated. What do you think about this?
I mean, I'm aware of obviously of the IP, and I think I understand that this is not an official partnership. So I think being mindful as well of it's kind of an example of where IP ownership is going to be, like, where can this go with AI? Personally, just from a consumer point of view, I just feel like I didn't know the IP. I was aware but not a fan, and I feel like that made me engaged with the IP. So I like it, but I can understand how it's like a big question now for brands and what that means. What do you think?
Well, the internet's on fire right now because everyone's so excited and everyone's trying to do a version of themselves or a version of a meme with this filter. It's amazing where the technology is today, but I agree from a rights standpoint, this is very problematic because unfortunately, instead of hiring Studio Ghibli to do something for you, you can now just ask ChatGPT to do it and it renders the video out. And I know that the rights holders at Studio Ghibli are adamantly against this filter, and I can understand why. So this is us just showing you that how easy it is to work, and let the viewers, make up their own mind. But how was your week, Albane?
Yeah, it was really good. How was your week? Are you done with all of your jet set traveling?
I'm done and I'm tired. I'm happy to be home. Honestly, the first 3 months of this year have been like nonstop. It's been like almost every other week or every week there's some kind of conference or something. So I'm a little burnt out. I gotta kind of just put down some roots at home for a minute. I'm happy to do that. What about yourself?
Yeah, good. Very busy week. I think a few exciting launches. I would say like this week has been very game focused for me. And also on the back of our last episode, I started replaying some of the games on Netflix. So I started one that's called Kentucky? Is that what? Yeah, Kentucky. Route Zero. Really, really, really cool. So there's a lot of games that I've like rediscovered on Netflix. So I'll try to give you my insights and feedback in like upcoming episodes. And then I've obviously been caught in the whole waves of the bash of Snow White. I don't know if you have seen this, but it's officially the lowest scored movie ever on IMDb. And yeah, I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but all of my For You page, everything is talking about, Disney redoing some of their classic into live actions. So I don't know. I feel like I want to go see it just to make my own opinion about it, but I just couldn't escape the critics, I think,
Yeah.
of this.
I've just heard bad things, unfortunately, but I have a 3-year-old daughter, so I'll probably
Is she
end up
excited?
going. She doesn't know about it, and
Okay.
either way, she probably will hear about it soon. So
Okay.
I'll end up in the theater. I'll tell you how it is.
Okay, sounds good. And then the last exciting thing is obviously the last episode of Severance. So I have saved it, and this is going to be my little treat for the weekend.
I watched
Have
it.
you finished
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Spoiler
Does it
alert. I'm
does
just
it
kidding.
leave you satisfied, or do you feel like you just can't wait for the next season? I just don't want to feel like it's gonna take so long for them to do a
I
season
know.
3.
It takes forever. Let me put it this way. Not a lot is answered. So
Oh
yeah,
no.
that
Okay.
just is what it is. But it's
Okay,
awesome.
fine.
It's really good. So recommend it.
Tell me about your week.
Yeah, so my week just coming back into the flow of things and
Yep.
trying to get everything off the ground. The big thing that happened that was really exciting for me is we launched our Sinners game on Fortnite, which is I'm super excited about. This is for the new Warner Brothers film Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler. He was the director that made Black Panther and Creed, and the movie's amazing. And we worked with all these amazing teams from Moonrock to Chartist to Moisty and all these other great collaborators, and we brought it to life in a really cinematic, like amazing way. So super proud of that team, and it's out in the world now. So excited.
I've just played today.
Oh.
It's and I couldn't pass the first wave, so my experience has been very short. But I hope I will be able to explore and get to see all of the cinematic as I get better at the game. But I died at the first wave, so
Yeah,
I will let
it,
you know how I get on.
it's intense, but yeah, I encourage you
It's
to
so
try
intense,
again.
and I'm not a zombie like honestly, I'm really good with any type of horror movies. The moment that it's zombie, it really scares me. So like when I saw the intro already, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this game. This is too much for me. But I died the
It's
very first
definitely
wave. So
horror, and yeah, the movie itself is awesome.
yeah.
I can't say it enough. I got to see an early screening, and I'll definitely go see it again
Oh
in the
my god,
theater
that's
now
so
that
cool.
it's out. But speaking of horror on
Yeah.
Fortnite, also The Walking Dead came to the platform this week, and again, I just think like they're in this queue of dropping like 2 or 3 awesome collaborations every single week. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I think they're really just getting it, like the audience really excited with constantly like new exciting content. And Walking Dead, I thought it was quite an interesting partnership because I don't know if there's any new seasons that are coming up, or is it because of like, I don't know, it's like a legacy IP probably as well.
It's legacy, and it's all good. I got love for The Walking Dead, but when it comes to The Last of Us, it's we all know what the winner is, right? Hopefully, you don't get too much hate for that, but that's real. All right. On
I'm
that
happy
note,
to have this debate.
okay. Well, let's go to the news.
Let's go to the news. Really excited for the first piece of news with 𝗖𝗄𝗄 being finally live. So 𝗖𝗄𝗄 is this new game that was created by Krafton. They are a South Korean studio, and essentially it's like The Sims, but the images are everything is built on Unreal Engine. So it looks absolutely stunning. And since they teased the game, I think it was about a year ago, I've been desperate to try. And it seems like it's a bit like a GTA vibe, but with The Sims, meaning that it's open world. There's a lot of like things for you to do inside the environment, and I think also an avatar that you can like start building their like life within the world. But I haven't been able to try it, so I don't really know what it's about. But it is at the moment downloading on my PC, so I'm looking forward to telling you all about it next week. But it's finally live, so I'm really excited. And let's see. I think I don't know if you saw anything, Nick, around it, but I feel like there's a lot of speculation and excitement from the Sims community and from that cozy gamer community about the game. So I wonder if it's going to, take over that a section at least of their player base. Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the hype. I've seen some cool looking stuff. It's definitely interesting to me. Do you feel like this is a contender of a possible UGC gaming platform to kind of grow and compete with the other majors?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible because thank you for reminding me that this is a UGC platform. So you have creators that can create items and things for their avatar. And actually, really funny, we're already seeing, dupes of very famous luxury colors being created by the community. Again, goes to show that everyone wants to have brands inside those spaces. And some of the creators are going to, take it upon themselves to already create those items. So if you're a brand, you may as well get involve and be part of the conversation. But I think there is an opportunity for sure. Let's see, I guess, how it evolves. I think you never know with a new platform how it's going to behave. But just based on the excitement that there is for the release of this game, I think let's see how it performs. But I believe it was one of the most favorited game on stream this either this month or this week. So let's see. I think let's see how it continues beyond the hype, if it actually gets sticky and an increase in daily active users.
That's awesome. I'll definitely check it out. I'll jump in and check it out for myself. Excited. Jump into the next story. Nike releases limited shoes inspired by gaming culture. I saw this week. I loved it. And I felt like it didn't get as much pickup as I think it deserves. So essentially, this is like the Air Max 1 Big Head Origins, which is the limited shoe that they dropped. And this comes from .swoosh, which is Nike's virtual studio. And it's interesting because Nike leaned in so hard during the pandemic and they went like sort of the Web3 route. And I think they're kind of pulling back from that a little bit and kind of now sort of pivoting into the gaming side. And they have a lot of strategy there that seems to be working. But they essentially released this Big Head Origins Air Max 1, and it's inspired by 90s video games and cheat codes. And the shoe looks pretty sick. There's some like digital elements to it that I think are well done. And right now it's like one of the top trending Air Max 1s ever. And as far as the campaign goes, they really leaned into like an immersive storytelling vibe where, it's not only are they marketing in physical experiences, but mobile, creator communities, and integrations into video games. So it's a really good 360 kind of spread strategy.
Yeah.
And they really wanted to authentically connect with multiple communities, both like in gaming and in real world, like sneakerhead collectors. So I think that they're really successful in doing that. And they primarily launched on Fortnite. So the shoe is now available as Fortnite. You can buy it for your avatar. You can buy it for yourself in the real world. And I just think that they did such an awesome job. What do you think about this activation?
I really loved it, and I love the design. I think, I mean, the first thing is like I really love when they're creating like things that get inspired. Like I don't know. It didn't feel like a merch, if that makes sense. I felt like they really created a new type of IP for the Fortnite community, and I really loved that. I think I always love when they're like trying to invent like different types of design, and this was one where the shoe on its own is sick, and I love the fact and how they launched it on Fortnite and really tapped into like the codes of different communities. So really well played, I think, for Nike here.
Yeah, and I'm not a sneakerhead, but I saw this and
Me either.
I was like, I think I need to cop some of these shoes. And then I looked online, and it's like not easy to get. Like they're all
Is it not?
second
Oh, okay.
market at this point. It's like you got to go all in. And I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to be a sneakerhead like that.
Sounds good. Next on the news, we have Ralph Lauren that is back on the Roblox for the third time. So this time it is a focus on the Polo collection. So it's the Polo Beach experience that was developed by the gang and in partnership with my colleagues at Geek, and really loved it. I thought it was really nice to have Ralph Lauren back on Roblox. I am rocking my teddy bear sweater today in homage of this launch.
Classic.
And it's a classic. And you know what? I think it's just a brand that continues to be relevant to Gen Z audience, and I just love that they've really leaned into the storyline that they can have on the platform. And it's really fun. It's all around sports. So you have like jet ski, you've got bikes. Again, I'm realizing I love gaming. I am a gamer, but I'm really bad at it. because I was trying to finalize one of the jet ski like race that they had. I just couldn't get it. Like I'm just really, really bad. But it was a very fun game, very beautiful, again, like very beautiful environment. So we'll definitely recommend people to check it out.
Congrats on that. I checked out the trailer. It looks sick. So I'll jump in this weekend and see if I can deal with that jet ski.
Yeah, you let
we'll
me
see
know.
what happens.
I just think I'm just bad.
Yeah, no, so am I. We'll see. So my story, I was super excited to see that it's a new Star Wars activation that's in the works right now. And this comes from ILM, which is Industrial Light and Magic. They are building a new game called Star Wars Beyond Victory, and it's a mixed reality playset experience. And the main focus is for the Meta Quest. So this is not only virtual reality, but but also augmented reality. So in general, just this mixed reality experience. And they talk about how they're going to have different modes in there. And I'm assuming one of the modes is going to be pod racing, which I think would be really good for VR. You know,
Oh
maybe
my
you could
God,
sit down and
yes.
just do it. And the story is really cool because it focuses around 𝗕𝗿𝘆. He was the villain character in the episode 1 that came out in 1999.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is a continuation of that story. It happens around the time
Oh,
of
that's really cool.
Solo. So now that character is like an old legend. He's like an old guy. And there's new characters that are kind of looking up to him. And so I think from a story standpoint, it's awesome. And I think that ILM and the Star Wars franchise, they really like doing these things because they want to expand the fandom and they want to give fans more immersive experiences. And I think that
Absolutely.
leaning into mixed reality is a great way of doing that. And then, you know, just looking at the context of like what's been done with Star Wars and VR in the past. Obviously, we know about Vader Immortal, and also Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, which are two like VR related apps on the Quest. And I also think about what came out recently, the Marvel What If on the Apple Vision Pro. If you haven't played that, that
I
game is
haven't tried that one.
sick.
No.
It's really sick. It's definitely a mixed reality experience with the Marvel IP. It won several awards. It's fantastic. So
Okay,
I
I'll
feel
try.
like yeah, definitely check it out. And yeah, they didn't give a release date on this one, but I was just excited, and I just love how IP can be translated in immersive ways. So props to ILM.
This new storylines as well. So it's not like a remake or anything. It's like a new storyline that they choose to utilize that media to tell like the extension of that story of that initial character. Are you a big Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with what they've done with the IP for that long period of time.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
You know, it's
Absolutely.
it's they've made so much TV series, comics, books, films, you know, it goes on, and, I'm usually pleasantly surprised with what is made.
Okay.
It's rare that something comes out, and I'm like, this is whack." But
You're
I will say,
disappointed, yeah.
one of my favorites of all time is, Rogue One, and that was not an original film, that came out much later, but it's so damn good.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
I no, I don't think so I've watched the original like 99 one with my dad, and then I think I've like rediscovered it when they've launched the like I don't think I've got into the first ones, but new ones. Like so the one, two, three, I didn't really get into them as much. But I kind of rediscovered it with the new films that they released most recently. So I think I want to do a marathon at some point of like doing all of them so that I can re-get like the whole story because I feel like it's a little bit disconnected in my mind, like all of the different things. But it is an amazing IP and like the story is so strong. And I agree with you where I always feel like the way that they create new like arms of stories around their core line is always really interesting, and they're usually quite good at not trying to just rehash new content for the sake of it, at least.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best franchises of all time. So today, let's keep it moving. We're going to go to our real-time review because we have Laurie Keith from the Ad Council on. And she's going to be talking about her Love Your Mind campaign that they activated on Roblox. We're going to jump into that game and play that. And it's only available in the United States, so I will be the one playing, and I will be critiqued by Albane as I
That's
try
right.
to get through it.
Really looking forward to that. Best part of the episode.
We'll see.
Let's do
Let's
this.
go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we are. We're in the Love Your Mind experience on Roblox.
Here we are, but first things first, guys. We need to stop the show. Nick, what am I looking? What is this atrocity? What is this?
This is my
And I'm sorry
avatar.
if it was a branded partnership that you've done that I wasn't aware about. But what is that? It's like a fish, and then so okay, wait, guys. If you're not watching a video, you must, and then I will try my best to describe what Nick's avatars looks like. So it sounds like you've got. It looks like that you have a baseball jacket, but you're also a fish, but you
That's
also
a Tommy
have
Hill
weird wooden.
that's a branded Tommy Hilfiger jacket, by the way.
Okay.
That's legit.
So there you go. But what about the fish and the frog and the weird tail? It's like you went into like a weird toxic pond, and instead of becoming this like super cool like hyper superhero, you've become this like monstrous fish frog thing.
Yeah, I was going for a creepy angle. I found that
I
weird
mean,
fish head, and I kind of owned that. And then I have my Tommy Hilfiger jacket, and then I got some skinny jeans, and I found some, what looked like Nikes. They're knockoffs, but they match my look. And then I found a freaky tail, and then I got some crazy anime lines coming off my body. And
Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna own it. I'm just gonna own it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really clashing with the beautiful, peaceful vibe.
Well, that's why I'm
I'm
here.
gutted. I'm
I got
gutted I can't play because I feel like my avatar would have fitted a lot better because I'm wearing a pink jumper.
Well, that's why
But
you have this amazing, beautiful environment so that you can come here and calm down. You can get away from the chaos of the Roblox platform and all the intense games there. And
yeah,
you can come here and you can work on your mindfulness and work on mental health.
I
So,
feel like you're bringing chaos with this. Like, look at it. Okay. Anyway, let's explore because this looks really beautiful, and this is the first time that I'm actually seeing it because, as you mentioned, this is only available in the US as it's the alt cancel, and it's a really beautiful surrounding, and it feels like very bubblegum, peaceful with like beautiful pink clouds. So let's explore a little bit the area as well. Oh, and this is the wait, if you go back to see the rabbit, I think this is the rabbit that is in partnership with 𝗕𝗏, if I'm correct.
yep.
Should we try to put you to the test and complete one of the quests that there is?
Yep, I think we should. But before that, I just want to mention they've got a partnership with Headspace,
Oh, amazing!
the
That's what it
mental
is.
health app. So yeah, they're playing some calming visuals there. And I think if you come over here, you can actually sit down and meditate,
Oh, that's
and kind of take
amazing.
a break from the game, which
Yeah.
we know works really well because we also did that in the aloe yoga experience, and it's the thing that the players enjoy most. So guided meditation is definitely awesome.
Yeah, and also something like Headspace, which I believe it's through a subscription only. So I think it's amazing that they're like sharing that content as well and providing that to the wider Roblox community. I really love Headspace, and I think this is such a great partnership. And also their branding just mixes really well with the overall aesthetic of the environment, and so actually are all of the UGC. So it's really beautiful like partnership with all of the brands and all of the partners that collaborated with Ad Cancel on here.
Yeah, it was a great group effort.
Yeah,
So let's see. The first area is the friendship. Friendship forest. So
that's right. Yeah.
there's an obby. I have to find objects and get to the end. So here I go. I just teleported in,
And we've
and
got again the cute little rabbit from 𝗕𝗏, that little nod to their mascot, I believe from the Apple Vision Pro, their own app that they've released. This is like their mascot, so it's a little nod here.
yep. Okay, they got a double jump.
Double
Head
jump. Okay,
north to the
gotcha.
mountains and make it through the forest. Good luck. All right.
Okay,
All right, here we go. Let's see.
this is like a parkour. This is actually really nice, not having to play or like compete, but just critique Nick ability, and he died. So I
Wait.
feel a lot better
Jeez.
about myself.
Okay, I never said I was that great, okay? So
Well, actually, if we bring it back to when we did our first competition, I think you beat me really, really. Like I was just so bad compared to you.
all right, so I talked to that guy. He told me that he lost his tortoise, so I'm looking for
Oh,
that
okay.
tortoise. And we're just got to make my way through the mountain here. Yeah, the art direction's great. The gang did a really fantastic job. I
Yeah.
gotta give props. It's definitely a calming environment, and it looks cool and creative. And
No, exactly. And I think it's I don't know. I think it's exactly. It's like leaning in, like using gamification to lean into important messaging, like supporting your friends, like reaching out when you have, you know, when you need help. I think it's like really a really nice way to be able to share like some important messaging with an audience.
so let's see if I
Nick
can.
is not doing. He's trying.
I'm trying.
Go,
Oh yeah.
Nick. I'm trying to
Okay,
be
look. All right.
supportive.
Look, you talk
This is the
smack.
friendship quest, so I need to be supportive.
Yes. All right, look, I made it. Come on. I
Lovely.
made it. I'm up here.
Woohoo!
All right, I see it. This other guy. You keep coming across these people that have problems, and you can
Yeah.
kind of help them. I'm going to tell this guy to calm down. He's so frustrated. Can't find his flowers. Okay, he said go find 3
Okay.
flowers.
So exactly. So he is trying to calm himself down and you're gonna try to find flowers so that
Yeah, it's easy. Right here.
eases his
1.
nerves.
Hook this guy up with
Little
3 flowers.
gestures goes a long way. That's the message.
I didn't see that tortoise though. I left that guy hanging, unfortunately.
No.
Okay, look at that. No big deal. You got your flowers, dude. All right.
Oh, so cute.
Even on this thing.
This is so hard, actually.
It is, yeah. I mean, not hard for like legit Roblox players. Come
Yeah, no, it's just you and I, Nick, you know. People in
Well,
headsets.
why can't I jump
Oh,
on
is
this?
there maybe wait, return to the florist. Should you return the flowers and then maybe it gives you
I thought I did.
Oh, there you go. So the lesson is also ask for help.
Ah. Look at that.
We've
Look at
learned
that.
something. There you
We've
go. So
learned
he asked for
something.
help and you had to ask for help yourself.
And he gave me a trampoline. Oh, look at
That's
that.
sick.
Boom. Okay, look at that. You know, what a great way to incorporate that
That's so
concept.
cool. I love that. That was really cool.
Asking for help, you know? Well, this is a calming environment. I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there's a lot of smack being talked by on the other side, the other people on this call. So
What do you mean? I'm being so supportive and like what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love the art direction. I love the creativity.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it is
I really
calming.
love that little moment where we figure it out together. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's teamwork. Oh, this guy needs
Well, there you
help.
go. Yeah. I'm listening. Oh no, you should listen.
So this
Hello.
person's having a hard time. She feels
Like a failure. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sad.
sorry
I'm
to hear
sorry
that.
to hear that. Yeah. No pleasure.
Okay.
Please don't go. My fire started with all the rain.
How can I help?
Yes.
Dry wood. Mine's
Yes,
all
we
wet.
can do that. Sure.
I like these mushrooms that you can jump on too.
Yeah, they are really cute. I really like the colors and everything. It's like really engaging. And I think it's also a graphic that I haven't seen. It's a type of graphic that I haven't seen done that much before as well. Yeah, it's really interesting. I really like it.
Is there anything I can do for you? I need to get
To the
the
mountains,
mountains.
exactly. What's the best way?
That's quite a journey. Across a big river and through the tall tree.
Is it challenging across? Let's ask more questions.
Yeah, rivers moving fast, swimming across might not be a safe idea. I wonder if there's a safer route.
Yeah.
Someone is camping up ahead.
Oh, that's so good. So what we learn is like being specific when we're asking for help as well.
Yeah, that's the best
So
way to do
I
it.
missed her answer. What did she say?
She said there's someone
Oh,
camping
find a
ahead.
lever. Lever?
Either way, I think.
It always reminds me of, do you know the Disney film Cusco?
I don't.
Costco?
I don't know.
Oh,
Be
okay.
specific. Yeah, see? You're
Explain
right.
exactly what you need to people so they can understand.
Yes. This is the camper.
Oh, this is so cool. Stay connected, lean on your team.
I gotta help me cross the river.
Yeah.
Take the lever. What do I do with it? There's a hidden cave behind the waterfall. Use the lever to release some of the logs into the river. That should help. Sounds like it could work. Thanks for helping.
Amazing.
Look at this.
Thinking-
Everyone's just helping each other out. Oh,
In
I
front
see.
of you?
I see this freaky situation over here.
Ooh.
Wow, this is a pretty vast obby
It
situation.
is. It's so good. It's so well done.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. Almost fell off there. Look at this. Look at those skills. I found
This
it.
is amazing.
I found it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm installing the lever. Boom, there it is. Logs in. Thank you very much.
Sick. Do you need to like action it or no? It's all good. You're done.
I think it's done because there was
Okay, and then
no.
we can jump. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we cross the river. We jump through like on all the logs.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I mean, they made it
Ugh.
easier, but look at that. Pro moves here.
Yeah.
Boom, cross the
Floor
river.
is
No
lava.
big
Just
deal.
jump.
This is dope.
You made it across the river. Honestly, this was such a Such a cool game, and there's so much more to explore, but really keen to speak to Laurie about it and how this project came about for them.
Yep, let's go talk to Laurie. This is dope.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're excited to have Laurie Keith, Vice President of Emerging Media and Technology at the Ad Council. Those that don't know, the Ad Council is an American nonprofit organization that uses advertising to address social issues on a national level. They partner with advertising agencies, media, and tech companies to create and distribute public service advertisements. And they've created some of the most iconic advertising campaigns in history, like Smokey Bear, Friends Don't Let Friends Drive Drunk, Tear the Paper Ceiling, and now they're leveraging new immersive platforms like Roblox for their Love Your Mind campaign. I'm lucky to serve on the board of the Leadership Council and the EMT Committee, and we've also worked together on augmented reality campaigns in the past. So Laurie, we're stoked to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on the Brands in Play podcast, and congrats on the success of this pod. I'm seeing it all over LinkedIn, so it's awesome to be here today.
Well,
It's so good to
thank
have you,
you.
Laurie.
Lucky to have you. So for the listeners that don't know, can you tell us, like, who are you basically, and what do you do at the Ad Council?
I am the Vice President of Emerging Media and Technology, which you mentioned, and my role is to identify and harness the latest innovations in emerging media and technology to drive meaningful impact for the Ad Council's social impact campaigns. Our goal within our Center of Excellence at the Ad Council is to grow Ad Council's brand reach, relevance, and credibility in new spaces, whether that be gaming, immersive worlds, augmented reality, which thank you, 𝗕𝗏𝘆, for the awesome partnership we did last year, virtual reality, extended reality, artificial intelligence, of course, is the topic of every day in emerging media and tech, blockchain. We just put our buzz driving, drunk driving campaigns on drones in Miami. So we're really looking across the entire emerging media and tech landscape, not only in the opportunities that are kind of existing right now, but really looking to the future, which is what we did with this, first advertiser to ever run on a drone in Miami. So that's what we do. We explore the value proposition of new technologies, and then we identify where we want to build partnerships that allow us to either, one, reach existing audiences in new, innovative ways, which we did with our Roblox experience that we just launched a couple weeks ago, or reach new audiences on new platforms by, leaning into media consumption behaviors. So that's what we do. We've been in the social impact marketing space for over 80 years, pioneering iconic campaigns like you just mentioned, and of course, the mental health work, which we're going to dive into a little bit later today. And we work with partners across the marketing ecosystem to deliver impact at scale. So in a nutshell, my job and our small team at the Ad Council is to continue evolving Ad Council's media model, meeting audiences where they are spending their time. And that's precisely why we needed to activate in Roblox with our new Love Your Mind world launch.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, what was the decision making was, and why was that decision to go for the first time on Roblox? Can you tell us a little bit more about that decision and why Roblox was the platform that you've decided to go onto?
Yeah. So as mentioned, we've been around for a really long time, and our mission has always been to use the power of communications and media to drive awareness and behavior change. And the way that people are consuming content has shifted dramatically over the years. And so while traditional and digital media are still very important for the overall marketing plan, we also have to look at where younger audience are spending their time. And we know, I think the latest stats from Roblox is around 85 million global daily active users spending on average 2 to 2.5 hours a day on this platform. And so we need to be where this younger audience is. They're playing, they're into gaming. Gaming platforms are, of course, also social platforms. So they're going there to meet their communities. And they're actively not only just like consuming content, which of course is traditional media and delivering messages in this one directional way, but they're engaging, they're playing, there's gamified quests, they're not just passively consuming. And so we wanted to embrace immersive platforms like Roblox. We're really looking across the ecosystem when it comes to immersive worlds and figuring out how, we were going to kind of enter this space. How do we create this dynamic, interactive experience where the user is going on a journey with us? It's a phased approach. And of course, teen mental health is one of our critical issues. It's one of our pillar campaigns at the Ad Council. And so that was the campaign that made the most sense.
Mhm.
And that's how we began our journey with Roblox is, really meeting teens where they spend their time and creating an experience that was going to allow them to be engaged and want to continue coming back to the experience.
Awesome. So there's definitely this trend where younger people are spending more time in immersive platforms like Roblox. It's kind of difficult to do, right? It's like novel for your average, marketing team that doesn't have experience with gaming. They might not know how to activate there. What was that like for you when you were first starting, like learning about the rules of the platform, the different ways that projects are set up? What was that learning curve like?
It was definitely a lot of learnings. I think really kind of shifting from that traditional media mindset to a game design mindset and launching a Roblox experience, like as we were going along building this world, it reminded me of almost launching a product because there was so much that went into it. And it wasn't just like you launch it to the world and then it's there. You had to really think about this phased approach. We're going to launch Obby 1 week, then we're going to launch Obby 2, then Obby 3. Each Obby had different gamified quests, had different objectives. And so that was new to us is like, how do we kind of think about launching this in phases? And then also, how are we going to drive traffic to the experience? Of course, we work off of a donated media model, and Roblox was a big support in using their media channels to drive users to the experience. But then we had to think about a creator strategy. We learned that Roblox creators that are active on Instagram and TikTok, they are a big part of driving people to the Roblox ecosystem. And so we needed to build out a creator strategy. And then it was UGC. Oh, the teens get super excited about these digital fashion wearables. Well, how are we going to get UGC? Let's identify some brand partners that might want to come on board and help us develop this custom UGC, as well as drive traffic into our world, because brands like 𝗕𝗏, Walmart, PacSun, these are brands that have active Roblox experiences. And then it was, thinking about the measurement outside of the platform. We learned kind of later in the build that creators will go on when you launch a Roblox experience and go on YouTube and TikTok and play your experience and teach people how to claim the UGC and, teach people how to get through the different obbies. And that was also kind of new learnings for us of, okay, we need to also think about, looking at that content and identifying the best measurement partner, Geek, which is our partner that's really helping us measure that outside platform support that we're getting. As well as, Latitude is also a third-party measurement partner to really understand the impact of this world. This is a teen mental health world. And so we really want to understand not only did they play these awesome quests, but did they learn the resources and coping mechanisms that this world is providing? And we're doing that through these exposed and control studies through a third-party partner, Latitude. So it was that just brushes the surface of all of the different creative partners. Of course, Dentsu was our creative agency partner at the beginning, developing the overarching creative idea. We had the gang, our incredible developer team, really understanding, okay, who are the best developers in the space that are experienced in building Roblox worlds. It was really important for us to really identify who the best partners were and then build the experience off of that.
I think it's really interesting how you really had very specific partners that were, really embedded and really understood the community. Can you tell us, like, now that we're in the subject of it, can you tell us a little bit more about the experience and, the messages that is inside the experience and how it is currently structured?
Yeah. So the world is called the Love Your Mind world, which is an extension of our Love Your Mind campaign, which has been a campaign we've had in market since October 2023, which really provides mental health resources and tools to adults 18 to 65 and aims to really address the stigma that unfortunately mental health has in our society, and that checking in on our mental health is actually a strength. And so The Roblox experience was a kind of a youth-targeted extension of this already existing campaign that we had in market. And we worked with leading mental health experts. They were at the table every step of the game design. And what we wanted to really understand were what were the biggest kind of mental health concerns, challenges that teens have in America. And then let's design different obstacle courses based on those challenges. So for example, Obby 1, which launched on March 5th, is Friendship Forest. And that really addresses the struggle that teens have in asking for help when they are struggling. And so we wanted to really, through this obstacle course and through these gamified quests and interaction with NPC characters, teach them that asking for help is actually a strength. And the more that they ask for help in this world, the farther they get along in the obby. And then the next week, we launched Mindfulness Mountain, which we really address the stress and the different challenges that teens have in their life. And through that, we provide mindfulness exercises, breathing techniques, all from our partners at Headspace. They've been in the wellness space for a while, and so they were a natural fit for a partner to help bring in this content for free resources that we could give to teens. And that's what you'll find in that world, in that obby. And then lastly, Obby 3, which launches this week, which is tomorrow, March 19th, that is really addressing building emotion resiliency in teens. A lot of teens deal with self-doubt and they have feelings like sadness, isolation. And so through an obstacle course and a maze, they learn how to kind of build emotional resilience and kind of how to deal with the emotion when they have self-doubt and other kind of challenging emotions. And so all three obbies address kind of the most significant issues that teens face in America. And we built it with mental health experts at the table. And then throughout the world, as you're kind of finishing these different gamified quests, you have the ability to claim custom UGC. So for example, when you finish all 10 audio video meditations, you're able to claim the Headspace bucket hat. And we have Shady as Elf Sunnies from Elf Beauty. We also have a Walmart Wings backpack. And lastly, PacSun, also an experienced brand in the Roblox space. They also provided UGC content called the 𝗕𝗿𝗆𝗍 PacSun sweats. It's a really awesome tracksuit that I wish I could buy in store, maybe someday soon. And another reason why Roblox was such a critical platform for the issue of teen mental health is a survey results that we found from a survey we did with Roblox last fall, where we interviewed teens, 13 to 17-year-old on the platform. And what we found through that survey was that 72% of teens, 13 to 17-year-olds that play Roblox agreed that mental health should be a priority. However, over half of them, 55%, said they didn't know how to do so. They didn't know how to check in on their mental health and make it a priority. So that really presented an opportunity for us. Let's create a Roblox experience, meet these teens where they are spending their time, like I mentioned, 2 to 2.5 hours a day on the platform, and give them these tools and resources that enable them to check in on their mental health and make it a priority, since over half of them, don't seem to understand how they can do that. And so this was just another reason why Roblox was such a critical place for us to build this experience and help teens in the area of mental health and well-being.
And I think users get a lot of value from this type of marketing. I think compared to like traditional marketing that's more top down, and sort of non-interactive, I feel like what they're getting in this is they're going so much more deeper in the campaign's message, and they're actually getting deeper value of what the campaign's trying to say. Would you agree with that? And what opportunities exist for marketers that really want to go deep with their messaging?
Yeah, I think we had a real opportunity with this experience in terms of let's create gamified quest, interactivity, allow the user to be a participant in this experience, while at the same time teaching them these real important skills and coping mechanisms for dealing with stress that they have outside of Roblox. So, for example, if they're the next day in school and they're feeling stressed, they might remember, how to practice mindfulness or how to practice gratitude that they learned just the previous day in this world. And so we wanted to make it really fun for them and kind of create an experience that was in their natural kind of behavior patterns within Roblox, but at the same time, as they're going through and they're finishing these quests and they're claiming this UGC, they're actually learning these real skills. So our aim and our goal is that this will create long-lasting impact way beyond just their experience in the platform. And I think it's really important also to mention the safety that we built into this experience. Of course, any teen that's, dealing with a mental health challenge, they're going to come into our Roblox experience. We don't want them getting messaged by people. We want this to be a very, an experience that they do on their own in their own time. And if they want to keep coming back, they can keep coming back. And so it was really important for us to anonymize usernames so you can't see above their avatar who they are, and also to disable chat so they weren't, having to deal with getting messages while they were going through our world. And that was really important for us to make sure that we built those safety guardrails in the beginning to ensure that this could be an experience that teens could really enjoy on their own time.
As this is like the first experience in Roblox experience, can you share a little bit maybe how exactly like your approach was a little bit different? Maybe like the process at which also you built that experience and the messaging, and maybe some of the challenges or things that you've learned along the way?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned before, it was really kind of getting out of this traditional media mindset, which building a hero video campaign, they're amazing and we will continue to do that. But we really need to kind of step into this game design mindset. And it was really important for us to first identify, okay, who's a creative agency that has experience building Roblox experiences? So that's why we identified Dentsu. They're a strategic Roblox partner. And then through working with Dentsu, we established a RFP process to go out to the top developers in building branded experiences. We had never built one before, and we also didn't know who those developers were, other than 𝗁𝗆, of course. We had worked with you all previously, but there was a whole slew of other developers that Dentsu kind of had to introduce to us through this RFP process. And that's how we found the gang, our incredible developer team that, I think they have one of the developers that has the most branded experiences on the platform. And then from there, it was like, okay, of course, we had our leading mental health experts at the table every step in the way. Ad Council, our Love Your Mind campaign is in partnership with Huntsman Mental Health Institute. So they were at the table. And then we had to identify, okay, who are those brand partners that can help develop the custom UGC, develop the one-way traffic portals. And then, Elf Beauty also donated this 𝗕𝗏𝘆 guide, which is a little bunny that helps navigate the user through their journey in our world. And then it was, okay, what about other Roblox worlds that, can we reach out to the Roblox developer team and see if they can introduce us to any new, kind of up and coming Roblox experiences? And that's how we got connected to Track and Field. Michael, their lead developer over there, and he raised his hand to say, yes, I would love to develop kind of a one-way portal for this world. And then it was, identifying the other partners, that Geek to measure the social engagement, Latitude to measure the kind of third-party measurement, really understanding the impact of our world. Headspace, of course, was an early partner early on to help us, kind of sift through all of the wellness content that they had, as well as the content that we have from our campaign, and really kind of this beautiful collaboration process of really identifying where we want to what kind of content we wanted to put into our world, what was kind of short in length, geared towards younger audiences. And so it was really this beautiful collaboration with a ton of creative minds at the table, not only creative, but also experts in this space. And then, of course, Roblox, they were a big partner as well in making sure that we were driving traffic through the donated media channels. They supported it, through their different channels through their company. And so, yeah, it was just a really kind of well-oiled machine between a lot of really important players.
I love that, Laurie. I think if I'm putting myself in the shoes of a marketer right now, I feel like the landscape is so overwhelming and moving so fast. And if I just think on, like, I can't even put in my finger like how many new platforms you mentioned. There's drones, there's like AI, there's immersive UGC platform, and also I think now it's like all about connected TV and still out of home. Like, what would you say to a marketer right now that's looking at all of those different marketing touch points and digital touch points? Like, how do you make the balance, I guess, between all of those different, like, now distribution channels?
Yeah. I think
I feel overwhelmed of how many
yeah,
options there
yeah,
are.
it's a lot. And I think it really comes down to audience behavior, media consumption habits. We, of course, have really incredible partners at the Ad Council that help us really understand where users are spending their time. And I think each platform serves a different purpose. And we tailor our approach based on where people are spending their time, how they are engaging with that specific media. So, for example, TV out of home, that's still great for broad awareness.
Mhm.
Social media, excellent channel for engagement and conversation and really building community around a cause. Immersive platforms like Roblox, they allow us to deepen that engagement in a real experiential way. And so I like to look at it as you're not replacing one with another. It's about creating a cohesive marketing strategy where each channel plays a role in driving impact and complements each other. And ideally, that storytelling that I mentioned earlier will be cohesive across that entire marketing life cycle. And so that's really how we look at it. It's audience first. Where are they spending their time? From the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, and how can we activate in each one of those media channels and do it in a real effective way that's going to engage with that audience and get them to want to take action. And that's how we look at it.
That's some great advice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Laurie, so much for coming on the show today. And also, congrats again on the experience. It's the Love Your Mind campaign that's running on Roblox right now. We definitely encourage all of our users and our listeners to go check that out because it's definitely a really awesome experience.
www.roblox.com/loveyourmind. Share it with the teens and young adults in your life.
Love it. Thank you so much, Laurie.
Thanks,
Thank
Laurie.
you. Appreciate being on the pod.
That was thank you so much again to Laurie for coming and talk to us on this episode. I thought it was really interesting, all of the process, and I think how, really innovative and how they're looking at really different verticals to be able to communicate about some of their campaigns, from like drones to now UGC platforms. So they're really doing really big effort to adapt their communication strategy to, modern time and really understanding where the target audience of that specific campaign and where they should be going. So I always love where, such a legacy brand has been there for so long is constantly evolving on how they are communicating and distributing their campaign. So really, really well done to them and to their team.
Yeah, and I think they're lucky to have Laurie because she gets it and she's always experimenting in these new technologies and she's helping to push that forward. I'm just really impressed, and I really love when I see different industries that you wouldn't think would lean into gaming naturally when they end up figuring it out and showing up and finding success. I think it's really cool. So I'd love to see that.
Yeah, super, super cool.
But now it's the time of the week that we get to complain about our lives. So why don't we jump into what's played out?
What's played out this week? Okay, you start, Nick. What's yours this week?
Okay, played out for me. This is something that's been irking me for a while. Like when I travel and I go into different hotels, the only thing I want to do is do the easiest thing. Like I want to go to sleep, or I want to turn on the light, or I want to take a shower and just turn on the hot water. But I don't know if I have some issues or I'm slow or what's going on, but I always struggle. I'm like, where's the light? The light, there's 15 buttons. And where is it? Or it's like I go into the bathroom, like, cool, shower's running. Like, how do I get the hot water? And it ends up taking more brain power and more time for me to figure these things out. And then I get frustrated and then I get confused. I'm like, why are they making it hard? Is something wrong with me, or do you also agree?
No, I mean, I do agree that sometimes they always lean onto the tech, which is like a hidden button, or it's like, it's no longer a button, it's like a wave or something like that. Or they have like a dashboard that's on an iPad and the iPad is somewhere else. So I do get it. I think it's also like we are getting older, that's it. But I think but no, I do see what you mean. It's like, can you just it's what I was saying last week is use the tech if it actually makes sense, as opposed to tech just for the sake of it. It's fine to have a button. I am very happy just to have a button.
Yeah, and this is a little unrelated, but for some reason the electrical outlet was not working, and I had plugged in my main power thing, and I had all my devices charging, and I woke up in the morning and I realized it was light outside. I had to fly back, and I needed to wake up before it was light. And the thing is, like, nothing charged. My phone alarm didn't go off, nothing charged. And I was like, I have to be at the airport in like 1 hour, like right now. So I had to just jumpstart. But thankfully, like my biological clock just like made it happen. But it was stressful. So
the anxiety, that is my worst nightmare.
I made it.
Yeah, well done. But yeah, so there you go. They almost made you miss your flight. My played out this week is, I haven't seen the new Snow White. I think my played out is how we all constantly remake the same story, or it's like a revamp of a classic, but with a twist, as opposed to creating new IP. And I remember like feeling quite frustrated when I was younger about this, where I always felt like there was always never something new for my generation. And I can think that probably like Gen Zs and others probably feel the same about some of the films that are being made, where it's always like a retake on blah, blah, blah. And I would love for us to maybe let the classic be the classic, but actually for us to invest into new storyline and new characters, and not always trying to like, change the mystic of the past, or maybe like change a message that doesn't resonate anymore. Let's just create new IPs that are exciting and that, young adults and like young generation, can like be excited about. So that's my played out.
I totally agree, but I just need to defend the studios for a second and just say the reason they do that is because they're more safe, and it's everyone's competing. It's difficult.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. That's why, Marvel is there. And that's what we always have. Like, I completely get the economics behind it. But I also think when you look at, something like Snow White, where it doesn't seem to be resonating as much, I feel like maybe they could have, it's a risk to take, but let's be risky. And I think when done properly, when you have, incredible writers, there's amazing talents, it's a risk to take. And I would always admire more the risk take of creating something new, as opposed to playing it safe and rehashing something that didn't have to be brought back from the I don't know, I can't remember when Snow White was launched initially, but from that time
or late. Yeah, I agree. Well,
it's the same for like the Lion King. I love the Lion King as it was, as a drawing. I don't need to have a CGI lion to love it again.
Creatives and executives just make more amazing stuff, and
allow your writers to create new characters, and like, let's back it up. Let's do it.
Take risks.
Yeah.
But that is our episode for the week. I think that was an awesome one. Really appreciated everybody showing up to listen. And we're excited for next week because we have 𝗕𝗿𝗆, author of the new book, The Next Dimension, How to Use Augmented Reality for Business Growth in the Era of Spatial Computing. Super exciting.
I'm really
looking forward to that.
Really excited about our next episode, and I wanted again to thank Laurie and the Ad Console for coming onto the show. Thanks to all the listeners for tuning in today, and please subscribe, leave a review, and join the conversation at #BrandsandPlay. Edwards, please read us out.
And that was Brands and Play. Thank you for joining the podcast where we explore immersive marketing and the people who are leading it. Co-hosted by Albane, Prioux, and Nick Hill. Our show today was produced by myself, 𝗕𝗿𝗆𝗆, with creative direction by 𝗕𝗿𝗆𝗆 and 𝗕𝗿𝗆𝗆, and audio engineering by 𝗕𝗏𝗆𝗆. Special thanks to 𝗕𝗏𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆
opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views, policies, or positions of host employers. The information shared during this podcast is based on personal experience and publicly available information and is intended for informational purposes only. Any references to specific platforms, companies, or partnerships are made in a personal capacity and do not imply endorsement, partnership, or official association with any organization mentioned.